Pavia and Ohio State quarterback Julian Sayin are the finalists for the Heisman Trophy given to the top player in college football. The Heisman Trophy Trust announced this year's 4 finalists Monday night. They are invited to New York for the award presentation Saturday night. Mendoza and Sayin lead teams ranked numbers 1 and 2 in the college football playoffs 12-team bracket. I'm Gethin Coolbaugh.
And I'm Marcela Sanchez, UP News.
This is 8:20 a.m. WCPT Willow Springs and streaming worldwide at WCPT820.com. We are Chicago's progressive talk, where facts matter. Now your WCPT 820 weather update.
From the Weatherology Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Jennifer Wojcicki. We'll see cloudy skies here for today with a high into the mid-30s. Winds out of the southwest at 10 to 15 miles per hour, gusting as high as 30. Then for tonight, a good chance for some rain with cloudy skies and temperatures holding steady. Wednesday, chance for rain and snow mixing early, then becoming all snow. Cloudy skies, temperatures steady early, then slowly fall throughout the day. That's your latest Chicago weather update. Currently, it's 26.
I know that hiring can be challenging. You need someone to match your role perfectly. Well, now you can meet them fast on ZipRecruiter.
Build your team, build it sooner. Meet your match on ZipRecruiter.
Just head to ZipRecruiter.com/free right now to try it for free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Meet your match on ZipRecruiter. Try it free.
This is WCPT 820, where facts matter.
It's Choose Views with Richard Chew. Filling in today for Richard Chew. Co-host of the Family Meeting, event planner, and champion for democracy, Michelle Peltier.
Good morning, WCPT listeners, and welcome to Choose Views. It is Tuesday, December 9th. You know, I forgot to say that yesterday, the date. And listen, if I sound weird, it's because I can't hear myself. Anyway, I had a whole opening segment that I wanted to talk about today. And when I woke up this morning, something hit me and I decided, changed my mind. I'm not going to deviate a lot from what I was going to talk about, but I wanted to share with you some thoughts and concerns I've been having. It's really weird not to be able to hear myself. Anyway, so I've been thinking about, first, before I get started, I had a great Lyft driver this morning and yesterday. I didn't get to give her a shout out. Shai was yesterday, and Taya, if I'm mispronouncing it, please forgive me. You were wonderful this morning, by the way. 2 beautiful young African-American women. It was a great way to start both of my days, so I appreciated both of them, and I want to give them a shout out. Yesterday, we had some technical stuff going on here, and it was a nice and shaky start, but Devin is a pro, aren't you? Yeah. So, I was thinking about leadership this morning. I was looking at, I look at a lot of these young podcasters. There's, from what I can tell, there are more young men than there are women. I listen to the black kids and the white kids. Overwhelmingly, they're very, very smart. But something crossed my mind. I thought about, they've never really seen what it looks like to be a true leader. Everything they're seeing now is very distorted. I would call it leadership by insult. Because I looked at some clips. I didn't even, because I changed my mind early this morning, I didn't have any clips to send for you to play about how mean everybody is over there. But I thought I would share with you some styles of leadership. But before I get started, I should probably do a little housekeeping. Lines are open, 773-763-9278. Richard will be back on Thursday. Thanking him for allowing me this opportunity. I always love being with you guys. I can feel you. I can feel you. You may not call, but I can feel you out there just cheering me on and cheering this show on, because this is a nice, wonderful, kind, and loving community. And I want you guys to know that I know that. Anyway, okay, so the leadership. I lost the sheet. I swear to God, my head wasn't attached. Okay, so here are the different types of leadership. Autocratic, leaders that make decisions independently with little or no input from the team. This style is effective for quick decisions in high pressure situations. Okay. Then we have the democratic. I want you guys to think about which one you are too. I'll tell you which one I am. I've known which one I am for a long, long time. Democratic leaders involve team members in the decision-making process, fostering collaboration and buy-in. This can lead to greater innovation and satisfaction. Then we have the laissez-faire leader. They take a hands-off approach, giving their team members a high degree of autonomy. And this empowers skilled and motivated individuals, but it can also go haywire. Then we have the transformational leader. Leaders that inspire and motivate their teams to achieve a shared vision and exceed expectation. Then we have the transactional leader. This style focuses on a system of rewards and punishment to motivate employees to meet performance goals. And then we have the servant leader. Leaders prioritize the needs of their team members, focusing on their growth. I, Michelle M. Peltier, have always been a servant leader. I'm a collaborator, and I just believe that, it ties into my changing the world one conversation at a time, right? So we have those levels of leadership, and none of those examples are exhibited in our leadership today. What do you think, Devin? Not a one. Not a one. So I've coined a new term, leadership by insult, because that's what they think works. They think that by demean, and listen, you guys, pay attention. DT's not the only one that does it. They all do it. Heads, whatever his name is, Pete does it. I mean, every single, and come on, Christy Nome, Pam Bondi, oh, they're just awful. So I think it's something to consider. And I think my worry is these young people who are doing these podcasts, and they're being very informative and they're being very passionate. But, that's a single job, they're by themselves, right? When they have to go into the world and be leaders, what examples are they going to have to look at? How will they know how to navigate motivating groups of people to get them to do? It's more than sitting behind a microphone. I can tell you that. You got to get in there. You got to get your hands dirty, all of that stuff. And so I am just really concerned about our future, just the world, especially America, because it's a hot mess up in here. Anyway, some food for thought. I would like all of you guys to just consider it. Consider which kind of leader you are, and then help other young people figure out what kind of leader they're going to be through your actions, right? We have to be the example. We have to be the antithesis of what's happening right now. I think my concern is this whole craziness is going to become the norm. And I don't know how we come back from it. You know what I mean? I don't know. But anyway, let me give you a little news because this is exciting. I'm excited. Representative Jasmine Crockett on Monday filed paperwork to run for the Democratic primary for U.S. Senate in Texas. In the Democratic primary, Crockett will face State Representative James Tallarico of Austin, whose campaign has generated national headlines and who raised a record $6.2 million in the first 3 weeks of his campaign announcement. Where's the rest of the article? Oh. After Crockett filed her paperwork, Tallarico issued a statement saying, now pay attention to this statement. This is important. This goes to what I'm saying earlier. We're building a movement in Texas, fueled by record-breaking grassroots funding and 10,000 volunteers who are putting in the work to defeat the billionaire mega donors and puppet politicians who have taken over our state. Our movement is rooted in unity over division, so we welcome Congresswoman Crockett into this race. Okay, what did he say? So we welcome Congresswoman Crockett into this race. Republican incumbent Senator John Cornyn, Attorney General Ken Paxton, and U.S. Representative Wesley Hunt are also locked in a closely watched battle for the GOP nomination. The final general election matchup is expected to be one of the most expensive races in the 2026 national cycle. Paxton's campaign issued a statement Monday bashing the Dallas Democrat as Crazy Crockett, but mostly alleging Cornyn has sunken tens of millions of dollars in the race, even though he's in third place in the primary. This is what I'm talking about. There's no, if you know your stuff, if you know you're good at what you do, if you can command knowledge of whatever position you're in, there's no need to speak badly of other people. Why? What's the point of that? What's the goal of demeaning people? I don't understand it. But that's just me. Okay. Crockett's entry into the race comes after another Democratic Senate candidate, former Representative Colin Allred of Dallas, dropped out of the race earlier on Monday. Instead of filing his paperwork to run in the Senate race, he opted to file to run for the newly drawn 33rd Congressional District in Dallas County. The Supreme Court ruled last week that the newly redrawn congressional map could be used in the 2026 election, which included redrawing 3 Dallas area districts that are represented by Democrats. Devin, let's play clip 1 so we can hear what Representative Jasmine Crockett is up against. There's no one?
You didn't send a clip 1. You started at 3.
I started at 3. Oh, that's too bad. It was a clip where it was the announcement of her where she says nothing. She's just sitting there letting, you can hear clips in the background of DT insulting her, calling her low IQ. My apologies. I thought I sent it. I looked at it, probably because I looked at it like 5 times and forgot to send it. That's funny. Anyway, I'm rooting for her. I'm a fan. Whether or not she wins, and we don't know, right? We don't know. We're shaking things up. She's shaking things up, and as a young woman, I'm really, really proud that she's out here doing the darn thing. Give us a call, 773-763-9278. Maybe we'll find the clip. Let's take a quick break. We'll be right back.
Check up on health with Chris Whitting.
We often hear about the importance of moving and working out. Experts recommend at least 150 minutes of moderate intensity exercise or at least 75 minutes of vigorous intensity exercise for healthy adults from age 18 to 64. But how can you tell the difference? Here's researcher Ryan Bruhlman from the University of California, Riverside.
When you're doing a certain type of physical activity, if you could have a conversation with someone next to you while you're doing it, then it's generally going to be moderate or lower. If you feel like you're doing some type of physical activity, you might start sweating a little bit, but you could still have a conversation, it's likely moderate. If you're doing something where it's tough, it's challenging, you can't say more than a word or two at a time, you can't have a conversation with someone next to you, it's probably more so leaning towards vigorous activity.
Any activity is better than none. With Checkup on Health, I'm Chris Whitting.
This is WCPT 820, where facts matter.
Okay. Oh, welcome back. Oh, today, live, local, and progressive. Joan Esposito will be talking to Mike Nellis, Democratic strategist and host of Endless Urgency with Mike Nellis, Illinois Congressman Sean Casten, and Marjorie Hershey, Professor Emeritus of Political Science at Indiana University Bloomington. Live, local, and progressive weekdays from 2 to 5 Central, WCPT 820 AM, heartlandsignal.com. We are going to have two special guests at 7:30, half hour. Katie Burge, Senior Director of Federal Affairs, Blood Cancer United, and Brian Connell, Vice President of Federal Affairs, Blood Cancer United. Keep Americans Covered Coalition are who they're with. So I'm looking forward to having that conversation. It's really interesting. You know, when you do shows like this, Richard's really good at it too. You learn so much because you have these conversations with people you might not otherwise have a conversation with. I hope that as listeners, you get a lot from it too. I mean, I'm listening too, but you know what I mean? As an interviewer, I think I'm just fascinated. Anyway, so I do have some other things that I would like to talk about today. Yesterday, you found it? Oh, see, Devin is the man. 773-763-9278. Give us a call. Let me know if you got it now. Shut up. It's okay, Devin. Just breathe. It's not that big of a deal. We're going to be working for them eventually. Okay, so yesterday we talked a little bit about World War II and, you know what we talked about yesterday if you were here yesterday. But I want to talk about some good news and some bad news. I feel like, and I talk about this to my friends, that we are going through right now transition. Oh, he found it. Let's take a listen.
If you could speak directly to Elon Musk, what would you say?
Fuck off.
Yeah, let's just play the role. Okay, third time's the charm.
Okay.
How about this new one they have? Their new star, Crockett. How about her? She's the new star of the Democrat Party, Jasmine Crockett. They're in big trouble.
But you have this woman, Crockett. She's a very low IQ person.
I watched her speak the other day. She's definitely a low IQ person. Crockett. Oh, man, oh, man. She's a very low IQ person.
Somebody said the other day she's one of the leaders of the party. I said, you got to be kidding.
Now they're going to rely on Crockett. Crockett's going to bring them back.
That was her announcement video. In the video, she's sitting there looking into the camera while all these horrible comments play out. And then at the end, she crosses her arms and she smiles. And this is what I'm talking about. Why do we have to be so cruel and mean when we are speaking about one another? Here's my assumption. All of these people are incredibly insecure. And all of these people know that they don't know what they're doing. And so, as a diversion, to not have the spotlight focused on them specifically, they have to say this crap just to take the question off of them. I'm sorry, but I have to tell you, none of these people are smart. I mean, I'm not that smart, but I'm smarter than all of them. You know, none of them are bright. They're all just mean. And I don't know about you. I know they're dismantling this country, one program, one government entity at a time, but we should not feel like we are losing this battle, this war, because we're not. And I'll tell you why. Because they're dumb, right? This is why they're in such a hurry. They're in a hurry because they know they have a small amount of time. Let me tell you something. They didn't expect this much pushback. Arrogance and big egos, you think that you can't be touched, right? You think that you're all this, all that, and you're walking around all puffy, right? And you think you can do whatever you want to do. They were not expecting us to show up in the streets, millions and millions of people 2 times. They weren't expecting us to almost topple Target, right? They weren't expecting any of this. So now they're in a rush, right? They are hurrying. They're moving at a faster pace than I think that they wanted to move because they know they're running out of time. And they know, everybody knows that DT's running out of time too. Not just for that office, but just to be on the planet. And I'm not saying that by any violent means. I'm just saying the man's unhealthy. I was telling Devin yesterday that if you gave him some broccoli, that might just make him keel over because the man just eats McDonald's, right? Give him something healthy. I don't think his body would be able to absorb it. Anyway, I'm rambling. So I want to talk about the cruelty just a little bit. And then I want to talk about how I think we can work our way out of it. So, immigration and our immigrants. Devin, number 3.
Prepare years for citizenship to have the rug pulled out at the last moment. That's got to be a gut punch.
Yeah, Glenn, it's supposed to be a special day for those who become citizens, and yet for some, it's become a moment of uncertainty. People are finding out through a rolling basis, these notices going out. However, there are some who are not finding out until they actually show up to the door of their citizenship ceremony. It's supposed to be a day to celebrate one of the greatest milestones in an immigrant's life in America.
This is a very special moment for me.
The naturalization ceremony, the final step to becoming a U.S. citizen.
I'm really happy to be here.
Boston's Faneuil Hall, also known as the Cradle of Liberty, hosted a ceremony Thursday where dozens of people were excluded.
To be literally turned away at the door is despicable.
One of them was Gail Breslow's clients at Project Citizenship, a Haitian woman who has lived in the U.S. for more than 20 years.
She's devastated, and she's also anxious, as is any of our clients who've been affected in this way.
For the past week, U.S. Citizenship and Immigration Services has been issuing notices like this to applicants, saying their cases need to be reevaluated. Most of those getting the notices are from 19 countries included in the current travel ban.
En esos momentos fue algo devastador.
It was devastating news for Moses of Connecticut, who left Cuba 17 years ago. He's approaching retirement and has a pending heart surgery. I just want the government to consider all the people who have come to do good for this country, says Moses, which helps make the country better, and not to continue with this approach. The process to become a citizen takes about 3 to 5 years. It requires an application, an interview, and a test, plus hundreds of dollars in fees.
This is one more example of the cruelty of this federal administration.
Boston Mayor Michelle Wu knows the process well, helping both her parents become citizens.
It takes a lot of effort and preparation, and so I know how much these families must have put in and how excited they must have been at that moment.
Did you hear what they said? It takes 3 to 5 years. Those people probably had family members waiting on them at home so that they could have a party and celebrate, and then they were told that they couldn't do it. I tell you, people, I don't know. It's all so disturbing to me. It's just mean. Just mean. And then we have, they're all just so despicable. I mean, if I didn't laugh, I'd be in a puddle on the floor, sobbing uncontrollably because this is all just a hot mess. So let's listen to, before we go on another break, let's listen to clip 4, Devin.
CDC's vaccine advisory panel delayed a vote on hepatitis B vaccines after a chaotic meeting Thursday. That panel, whose members were replaced by Health Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr. with vaccine skeptics, will vote today instead. And those are live pictures of the meeting taking place right now. That vote could happen at any moment. And again, the panel is considering rolling back 34-year-old guidance that recommends all newborns get the vaccine within 24 hours of birth. Dr. Omar Awan is a physician and senior public health contributor for Forbes. He joins me now for perspective on all this. Doctor, good to see you. Let's start with that hepatitis B. What could the impact be of delaying that shot?
Thanks for having me, Andrew. Well, first of all, the hepatitis B vaccine has essentially eliminated hepatitis B infection among children and adolescents. If we take a look at what's happened since 1991 when universal screening was recommended, infections have dropped by 99%. We're talking about on the order of before 1991, thousands, probably 20,000 people were infected, children and adolescents with hepatitis B. And now it's maybe a dozen or slightly more than a dozen. I mean, that's a tremendous statistic and a powerful statistic showing the power and the efficacy of this vaccine. So to me, it's a bit mind-boggling that we're even having this vote to begin with, you know, considering how much success this has done. And if this is reversed, then we're going to start to see hepatitis B circulating much more commonly in the population, and more people will, I'm afraid, be at risk for getting this infection that, quite frankly, is deadly. I mean, this can cause hepatitis B, can result in liver failure, even liver cancer, and ultimately death.
Yeah, so I guess to that point, you know, why are we talking about it? Is there some sort of rare complication with the shot? Is there some evidence that there is a downside of having newborns within the first hours of their life get it?
Well, the evidence shows us that the side effects are mainly just a baby crying or being fussy, nothing that's different than typical vaccines that are given in infancy. So I am not aware of any evidence to suggest that there are other rare complications associated with this. This has been proven to be a very safe vaccine.
Okay, so the clip was a bit longer. The part that I want to let you know that wasn't what you just heard was that there was a board, a body that looked at these issues, and RFK Jr. came in and dismantled that whole body, that whole group, and picked his own people to be on this body. And they don't know what they're doing. They don't even know why they're there. That's what the report said. They don't know why they're there. They were supposed to do this, have this meeting in September. Didn't do it because they don't know why they're there. It's just ridiculous. Okay, do we have time to take a call or should we wait?
Let's go to break and take them.
Okay, Al, I see you. Hold on. We'll be back after the break.
This is a WCPT Veteran Minute. In the mid-1800s, many American women were expected to follow what history calls the cult of true womanhood, where men would go off to work and women would stay home, taking care of the house, their children, and husbands. During the Civil War, many women left their homes to join the fight. Thousands of women from the North and South volunteered to join brigades, while over 400 women disguised themselves as men to fight in the war. In the Union, 20,000 white and African American women worked as nurses, traveling from hospital to hospital, offering care to wounded soldiers, even helping to convince the government to create the United States Sanitary Commission to create a preventive, hygienic, and sanitary service for the benefit of the Army. During the Civil War, women were faced with new duties, challenging many men's minds for what should be a proper woman's place.
You're listening to WCPT 820. Here's the latest Chicago weather update.
From the Weatherology Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Jennifer Wojcicki. We'll see cloudy skies here for today with a high into the mid-30s. Winds out of the southwest at 10 to 15 miles per hour, gusting as high as 30. Then for tonight, a good chance for some rain with cloudy skies and temperatures holding steady. Wednesday, chance for rain and snow mixing early, then becoming all snow. Cloudy skies, temperatures steady early, then slowly fall throughout the day. That's your latest Chicago weather update. Currently, it's 27.
You're listening to WCPT 820 because facts matter.
It's Chew's Views. Filling in for Richard Chew, it's Michelle Peltier.
Welcome back. 773-763-9278. I appreciate you guys being here. Let's talk to Al real quick. Good morning, Al.
Good morning, Michelle. How are you doing?
I'm good today. How are you?
I'm all right. I wanted to talk about, Trump and these people that you talk about, and the main thing that sometimes we miss is that they are being enabled by the ultra rich.
Yes.
And these are the people that are actually pulling the strings, and as soon as they lose their influence to make happen what they want, they'll move on to the next guy.
Mm-hmm.
And that's important to understand. And one can, all this stuff, they throw millions of dollars around like nothing.
Yeah.
And you talk about our young influencers, and look at, I can't name them, but the young influencers on the right, they're there and broadcasting their garbage because they're being enabled by millions of dollars, and these include international people like Vladimir Putin. We learned some of these other people from the Epstein estate files and who they are, and people we don't even know, but it's just real important, and they're running our media, controlling our media too, and controlling, giving money to Turning Point USA and just down the line, and so they make anybody who follows their way monetarily rich,
mm-hmm.
and I mean all the way down the line to just people who go to their churches and whatever. They're help them find jobs. They're help them find a community and be happy, and these are the things that and the money that's doing this and controlling our media is not going away, and so we have to figure out how to beat them with our smarts, and so I can rip down all this stuff more, but that was my main thought right now at this point.
Listen, let me tell you something, because I agree with you about the money, but if we stay focused, I'll use Wisconsin as an example. Remember when Musk spent all that money in Wisconsin to win that race?
Yes.
He was going to give somebody $1 million. Of course, that never happened. That person never got that $1 million.
Yes.
That we still overcame all of that money, right? So I want us as people who are out here in this fight every day to always remember the wins, because we have some, right? We have.
Yes.
And we just have to build upon them. Just because these people, we cannot believe that these billionaires are going to take over the world. They have the ability to, but they don't have our permission. So we just
have to be aware of it.
Yep.
And we have to fight against them, as you said, and find more ways to do that, and right now.
Agreed. Thank you, Al.
Yeah, I'll be talking to you. Good talking to you.
Good talking to you too. You call me back tomorrow. I got one more day.
Oh, all right.
Have a good one.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Yeah.
I am Michelle Peltier, filling in for Richard Chu. The Choose Views featured interviews and full episodes podcasts are available on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, TuneIn, iHeart, YouTube, and Amazon Music. Search for Choose Views or visit our new podcast page at heartlandsignal.com/podcast. The latest additions to Richard's featured interviews podcasts are Ohio Congresswoman Amelia Sykes, North Carolina Democratic Party Chair Anderson Clayton, retired Army Lieutenant General Russell Honore, Kansas City Mayor Quentin Lucas, Georgia candidate for Congress Sean Harris, and Congressman Morgan McGarvey. I'm from Kansas City, Missouri, so I still have friends there, and people love that mayor. Love, love, love Quentin. Okay, is my girlfriend on the phone? Hi, Karen.
Hey, good morning, Michelle. Oh, my God, you are a fan favorite. I'm getting more and more reviews.
Oh, stop.
How much people love when you are on, and just they love you, as do I.
I appreciate that very much. They need to, all of you will need to get out more.
You're the best. Listening to the clips that you were playing of those folks that were just, ripped away from their citizen, look, first of all, we all know that immigrants are the backbone of our country. Mm-hmm. They're the people that arguably got us through COVID as essential workers. Mm-hmm. They are arguably the people, and economists have cited immigration and immigrants as the reason that we had a quote-unquote miracle economic landing.
Yep.
Okay, that is from economists.
Mm-hmm.
And the reality of the situation is, and it's a good time to start reminding people, there was a bipartisan bill that President Biden would have signed to help fix our immigration system. It wasn't perfect.
Right.
But the issue, and we all know this, but it's good for people to understand this so that when they're having their conversations, that they understand that the immigration system needs more attorneys. It needs more judges to process people. These are good, hardworking people that pay taxes and contribute to our economy and contribute to our society here. So
absolutely,
people are not criminals by the sheer nature of them being here. That is not a criminal act. That is a misdemeanor. These are not people that we should be vilifying and deporting out of here.
Mm-hmm.
And I hate to tell the folks in Texas, all the horrible Republicans that are gerrymandering in all these other red states, but people are paying attention.
Yes.
And people are not happy. These are our neighbors. These are our friends. These are our loved ones. And like the Latino community, they are moving away in droves from the Republican Party in Texas, per my co-host Anita.
As they should.
And so I think that this is a bad play, and I agree with you. I think that they're trying to speed things up because they see that we are resisting and that people are not just going to lay down and play dead.
Which is what they were hoping for, which is what they made the assumption was going to happen,
Yeah.
That's that ego. They just it never occurred to them. I can tell by the way they're acting right now. It never occurred to them that we would stand up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And people know what's happening.
Yeah.
People can feel what's happening.
Mm-hmm.
Again, it's like, the Democrats, because the Democrats actually want to serve and actually care about people.
Yes.
And this is when people say both sides, they're both sides are the same.
Not
or
true.
speak in generalities about politicians, right? Or Congress, and that's why it is so important that we differentiate. It is Republicans in Congress.
Yes, ma'am.
It is Republican politicians.
We
have to set that difference, right?
Yep.
And because I hate that we always have to put this caveat out there, but apparently we do. we understand that we're not perfect, and we understand that there are some that are in our ranks that are, don't always do the right thing. But guess what we do? We hold them accountable. Meanwhile, the Republican Party is a cult. They are a full-on cult, and it didn't start with Donald Trump. It was the cult of Reagan before that.
Yeah, I was going to say, you think it started with Reagan. Yeah.
Yeah, it did. It started with Reagan, absolutely. And I mean, if you look, this might be unpopular to say, but if you look at this base showing up to the Republican convention with gauze on their ears, and women, these elderly women, saying that he can grab them by the pee. And I would say that Reagan's war on mental health in this country, this is the culmination. This is the fruition of that.
Karen, say that one more time, because that's when that started to happen. We started losing all of the places for people who needed mental health care. They all closed, and that was the beginning of what. You're exactly right. Say that one more time.
That closing down the medical health facilities and health care to Americans everywhere, defunding it, and defunding education. Let me pile that in there as well. Yep. That was the beginning. That is the way they are able to radicalize the base. That was when the Republican Party became a
I think you are so right. And that is it. You're right. I didn't tie that together before.
Right. They used religion. They used defunding education. They have fought tooth and nail against national standards for education, right?
Yeah.
They want us sick, tired, uneducated, and crazy because that's how they radicalize us. And that is, I feel, at the core of it.
I'm writing this down. Sick, tired, uneducated, and crazy.
Yeah.
So true. And that's what we're dealing with.
And that's what we're dealing with. So everybody, do your yoga, read, get out, and, well, maybe not, don't touch grass here in Chicago because it's under about a foot of snow or 2 feet of snow, whatever. But seriously, take care of yourselves. And, we have got that, because that is an act of resistance as well. And just understand who we are dealing with here.
Yeah. As always, you are on it and focused in on what we need to focus on. And so thank you, my dear friend, Karen from Chicago.
Thank you. So lovely. So lovely speaking to you, Michelle.
Have a great day. I'll talk to you tomorrow.
All right. I will definitely call in. Okay. Love you.
Love you too. Bye-bye. I do love her. She's an amazing human being. She's down for the fight. I'm telling you that. Do we need to take a break? Is that why you're looking at me? Okay. We'll be right back.
I'm Ed Evans, CEO of Consumer Cellular. Maybe you haven't heard about us. We're not one of the big guys. Truth is, we don't want to be. If you're over 50, Big Wireless has you paying for more data than you might need. Why? They might want you to cover the costs of younger people who do use all that data. If you're not using the data, you're probably being used. We've heard time and time again that some Big Wireless customers get stuck paying hundreds and even thousands more for years and years because they think it's hard to switch. Not with us. It takes just about 20 minutes and you can change your plan anytime without extra charges. We use the same towers as the big guys, so you'll get the same fast nationwide coverage without the big wireless bill.
Our plans start at just $20 a month. And for a limited time, switch and get your second month free. Call 1-888-FREEDOM, visit consumercellular.com or a store near you and get your second month free today. Plans include $5 credit for auto pay and e-billing. See site for additional details.
Alexa, play WCPT.
WCPT from TuneIn.
It's Choose You with Richard Chu. Filling in for Richard Chu, it's none other than Michelle Peltier.
Hi. Welcome back, 773-763-9278. I need to do a little housekeeping here real quick. Let me do that. Quick favor from our listeners, especially the folks who help spread good information. If you've ever shared something you heard on WCPT or read on heartlandsignal.com, maybe a clip, a story, or a moment that cut through the noise, we want to hear from you. We're building a network of people who help their communities stay informed, and you might already be one of them. It only takes a couple of minutes, and if you fill out the survey, you can enter a drawing for one of 5 $25 Visa gift cards. Just go to heartlandsignal.com/share and tell us how you pass information along. Again, that's heartlandsignal.com/share. You're a big part of how trustworthy pro-democracy news actually travels, and we want to learn from you. Let me tell you, these clips, and I don't know if you guys do it, but I share clips all the time. I get a lot of them from WCPT. I am a listener. I listen to WCPT every day. Sometimes more than I probably should. But Monday through Sunday, I do. There's a show every day on this station that I listen to. The weekdays are more important. I listen from Richard's show to the end of the day, because all of those shows are really good and very informational. I mean, we've got some amazing women who have their shows here. I think we should consider ourselves extremely lucky to have a station that speaks truth to power and is pretty much unafraid. I do have something else I want to mention to you, because DT said something, and I always want to say this. During the Jasmine Crockett piece we played, you heard him say he said, Democrat Party. I want all of you who can hear my voice, whenever you hear somebody say Democrat Party, I want you to tell them that that's not a real word, okay? That's a pejorative, okay? So I want you to correct those people and tell them the Democratic Party. There's Democrat, no more. No more. I've had it. All right, so back to the bullies and the meanness of what's going on. Let's hear cut number 5, the disappearing of black people. Mm-hmm.
And now, one of the things that really jumps out, again, the attacks on books, education, what's happening in the Pentagon, how they've been getting rid of all of these black book authors. And again, I keep saying, I go back to George Floyd, the death of George Floyd. And they said we're going to attack Black Lives Matter in 2021. It was woke in 2022. It was CRT. 2023, it was woke. 2024, it's DEI. And so what you are seeing this constant attack on blackness in every aspect whatsoever.
Yeah, I mean, this is ultimately what the researchers with Onyx Impact had discovered. Some of the things that we know sort of anecdotally that have been happening, the push to eliminate diversity, equity, and inclusion initiatives and programming, whether it was in the schools, whether it was in federal businesses, the museums, et cetera. They were able to basically to pinpoint that some of this has been the weaponization of DEI, similar to woke, and as you mentioned, critical race theory or CRT, using this as a political chip and basically making people believe that this is a dirty thing, or there's an unfair advantage that actually comes with this.
Okay, so all of those people that are trying to erase people of color, immigrants, all of that, you all know that they're reverse DEI, right? Are we clear about what DEI is? DEI is a person who is not a white man, who is qualified, probably overly qualified, for a job that they might not otherwise get if the program wasn't in place. But they've got to be educated. They've got to have a history. They've got to be above and beyond. They have to be the best of the best of the best. It comes from a show or something. All of these people are the opposite of that. Do you hear what I'm saying? None of them are qualified to be there. I know I sound like a broken record, but I feel like we just have to keep hammering it home. And not only are they dumb, they're extremely, extremely dangerous. And let's hear clip 6.
We're going to start very soon on land, and I'm sure you're thrilled to hear that. We're going to start very soon on land, and I'm sure you're thrilled to hear that.
Mr. President, you released video of that first boat strike on September 2nd, but not the second video. Will you release video of that strike so that the American people can see for themselves what happened?
I don't know what they have, but whatever they have, we'd certainly release, no problem. You know, we stopped every boat we knock out. We save 25,000 American lives.
That's right.
And if you look at our numbers, the drugs coming in through sea are down 91%. I'm surprised there's 9%. You want to? I don't know who's doing the 9%, but it's down 91, and we're going to start very soon on land, and I'm sure you're thrilled to hear that.
So, President, in the boat strikes, if it is found that survivors were actually killed while clinging on to that boat, should Secretary Hegseth, Admiral Bradley, or others be punished?
I think you're going to find that this is war, that these people were killing our people by the millions, actually, if you look over a few years. I think last year we lost close to 300,000 people were killed. That's not mentioning all the families. Have you seen what happens with the families of not only the people killed, the people that are trying to get their son or their daughter off of this poison that they've been fed? I think you're going to find that there's a very receptive ear to doing exactly what they're doing, taking out those boats. And very soon we're going to start doing it on land too, because we know every route, we know every house, we know where they manufacture this crap, we know where they put it all together, and I think you're going to see it very soon on land also. Yeah, please.
So to be clear, you support the decision to kill survivors after the
No, I support the decision to knock out the boats, and whoever's piloting those boats, most of them are gone, but whoever are piloting those boats, they're guilty of trying to kill people in our country.
Let me say something. It kind of has something to do with this clip, kind of not. The lies. Lying has become normalized now. It's okay just to pull stuff out of your neck, out of your behind, and just say it. Say you're going to get a 900% discount on medicine. Look it right in the camera. Right? It's all okay. And I feel like some of this stuff is going to take so long to unravel. What they have done in 6 months, it's probably going to take us 6 years to fix. We have to retrain some young people's mind. Do you know, I said this earlier, there are young people who know nothing else but this craziness. They don't know anything else. They don't know anything about, they know about Barack Obama, but they've never seen real leadership. What they're seeing right now is so damaging, and I just don't want them to repeat it. Should we go? Is that why you're looking at me? Okay. Because I feel like I want to have our listeners hear a little pushback from our own representative here in Illinois. Let's play clip 7.
Everything that they've done has been illegal. It's illegal under international law. It's illegal under the Geneva Convention. And it certainly is even illegal under domestic law. It was essentially murder with that double tap strike.
That's a very strong statement. Murder. Does that constitute a war crime? Is that what you're saying?
It is a war crime. It's illegal. How will you put it? It's all illegal. Look, Dan, I've been shot down behind enemy lines. Under the laws of war, if a pilot bails out, he gets shot down, he bails out, he's in a rubber dinghy in the middle of the ocean. Under all the international laws of warfare, you are supposed to help render aid to that individual. Even if they have a radio and they're calling for their side to come pick them up, you're not allowed to go back in and kill them. Even if you know that they're going to conduct future operations against you. That's the Geneva Convention. And so everything that they did here was illegal. In fact, the 2 survivors were clinging to half of a boat in the middle of the ocean and had no access to a radio per the Admiral's briefing. And so, yes, all of it's been the whole operation is illegal to begin with.
We need more of that. We need a lot more of that. Let me tell you, I am so proud to be an Illinois resident because Chicagoans and Illinoisans, we fight this stuff. Karen, who just called, who's a regular here on Friday, she is out all the time protesting. She's got friends that she protests with. She's got a whole a unit of people that they go out and take care of other people. Look, and she's amazing, but she's one person who, and there are thousands. She probably knows all of them. But that's what we need to do as a community, as people who care, as people who want the world to be a better place. We can't just sit and do nothing. And everybody can't go protest, right? We've talked about that. But you can make a phone call. You can write a letter. Adrian, who comes on the family meeting frequently, talked about a month ago, do a postcard, send a postcard instead, because they can just see what your message is. My only instruction to you would be to be kind. Let's not be like them. Let's not cuss them out. Let's not call them stupid. Let's say this is what we want, and this is how we want you to get it for the betterment of the country and of the people. So there's all kinds of things that you can do. Our boycotts have been working. If anybody knows about the We Ain't Buying It blackout for, what was it, Black Friday and Cyber Monday, I haven't seen any kind of statistical information on how that worked. I don't think it was as successful as Target because I haven't seen anything. And when I spoke to the young lady today who drove me in, she didn't even know anything about it.
I hate to break it to you, Michelle, but this was one of the best-selling Black Fridays in years. So it did not work at all.
So what does that say?
Well, it could say a lot of things. It could say that people just don't care. It could say that this economy was so terrible bad that when everyone's having their great deals right now, people are stocking up to make sure they have something for Christmas. So it really does kind of vary. It's here. It's like, are we sticking it to the administration? Are we trying to take care of ourselves here, or do we just not care? There's three answers to that, and it just depends on how you want to perceive it.
I agree. I think now this is something Eric talks about on the family meeting. People don't want to be inconvenienced, right? And like you said, I mean, my driver this morning, she said she got a TV. She got all of her presents for her daughter on Black Friday because it was a steal, basically. And so it is about sacrifice, though. I mean, we're going to have to sacrifice, really, if this is going to work, because they can wait us out. You know what I'm saying? They can wait us out because they have everything. And so we have to be, if we're going to do it, be serious, we have to understand and be willing to not have some stuff for a while. Okay, we got to go to break. No, let's go to break. I can go on forever. We'll be right back.
This is a WCPT moment in labor. In the summer of 1881, 2 decades after the Civil War, 20 African-American laundresses met at a local church in Atlanta to form the Washing Society, a trade organization which looked to create a higher uniform wage and greater work autonomy for laundresses, also known as washerwomen. Through the help of local preachers and door-to-door canvassing, the Washing Society grew from 20 members to 3,000 in only a few weeks. The workers went on strike and faced opposition from their employers as well as the local politicians. The Atlanta City Council proposed a licensing fee for their organizing efforts. Strikers agreed to the fee in exchange for self-regulation. In the end, the City Council rejected the proposed fees and the laundresses prevailed. The impact of the strike led to increased wages for some, but showed that African American workers, including women, were vital to the New South economy. This has been a WCPT Moment in Labor. We're working for your rights.
Through trusted relationships and national reach, CVS Health is uniquely positioned to simplify care. Learn more at cvshealth.com/Investor Day.
AP News, I'm Marcela Sanchez. A Brazilian woman with family ties to White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt will be released from U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement custody while she fights potential deportation. Bruna Ferreira, a longtime Massachusetts resident, was previously engaged to Leavitt's brother, Michael. She was driving to pick up their 11-year-old son in New Hampshire when she was arrested by ICE agents in November. In Indiana, demonstrators gathered in the state's Capitol building to protest a plan by the Republican-majority state legislature to redraw Indiana's congressional boundaries. State senators advanced the proposal yesterday. Over the past several weeks, about a dozen have been threatened over their stance or their refusal to immediately declare support. A final vote is expected Thursday. Audio courtesy WRTV. Immigration lawyers and authorities say arrests of people from Afghanistan are rising. This follows the recent shooting of 2 National Guard members in Washington, D.C. The suspect is an Afghan national. AP correspondent Charles de Ledesma reports Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky says his country will not cede territory to Russia.
Ukraine's leader is visiting Rome as he continues to rally European support for his country, while resisting the US pressure for a painful compromise with Russia. He's meeting Pope Leo XIV and having talks with Prime Minister Giorgia Meloni. Answering reporters' questions in a WhatsApp chat late Monday, Zelensky reaffirmed his firm refusal to cede any territory, saying that we clearly don't want to give up anything. On Monday, Zelensky held talks in London with British Prime Minister Keir Starmer, French President Emmanuel Macron and German Chancellor Friedrich Merz to strengthen Ukraine's hand amid mounting impatience with President Donald Trump. I'm Charles de Ledesma.
More information at apnews.com. This is AP News. After years of negotiations, New Orleans Catholic Church administration and clerical sex abuse victims have come to an agreement.
The Archdiocese of New Orleans will pay at least $230 million to hundreds of victims of sexual abuse by clergy, in a settlement now approved by a federal bankruptcy judge. The agreement was confirmed to the Associated Press by both the Archdiocese and attorneys for victims who've been involved in negotiations since 2020. Earlier this month, some survivors behind the more than 500 abuse claims testified how they are still affected decades later. The finalized agreement includes policies intended to prevent abuse and increase church transparency. They are adopting a survivor's Bill of Rights, and a survivor will have a seat on the Archdiocese Internal Review Board that handles abuse claims. An outside expert will monitor church prevention practices, and a public archive will share documents related to abuse claims that have long been withheld. I'm Jennifer King.
And I'm Marcela Sanchez, AP News.
This is 820 AM, WCPT Willow Springs, and streaming worldwide at WCPT820.com. We are Chicago's progressive talk, where facts matter. Now, your WCPT 820 weather update.
From the Weatherology Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Jennifer Wojcicki. We'll see cloudy skies here for today with a high into the mid-30s. Winds out of the southwest at 10 to 15 miles per hour, gusting as high as 30. Then for tonight, a good chance for some rain with cloudy skies and temperatures holding steady. Wednesday, chance for rain and snow mixing early, then becoming all snow. Cloudy skies, temperatures steady early, then slowly fall throughout the day. That's your latest Chicago weather update. Currently, it's 27.
That's the sound of the ComEd Energy Efficiency Program, saving you money and energy. With rebates on Energy Star appliances, so you can come back to a home full of savings. Discover more ways to save at ComEd.com/home savings. ComEd, powering lives.
Chicago's progressive talk, WCPT 820, where facts matter.
Welcome to Choose Views with Richard Chew. Get ready to dive into a world of insightful conversations and thought-provoking discussions.
As progressives, our job is to have an all-inclusive, full-on assault with all of our players.
A show that will focus on moving our political, social, economic, gender, and cultural conversation forward.
And all of our players means all of our players.
It's Choose Views. And now, here's your host, Richard Chew.
Filling in for Richard Chew this morning, it's Michelle Peltier.
Welcome back. I love you, Devin. The lines are open. Give us a call, 773-763-9278. Tonight on Driving It Home, Patty Vasquez will be joined by Jamie Ewing and Lori Rohr of Elsinore Theater Ensemble's production of A Picasso, running through December 21st at the Greenhouse Theater Center, and Michelle Peltier, campaign director of Dogwood Alliance. Let me try that again. Legendary. I think that's it. Driving It Home with Patty Vasquez, weekdays from 5 to 7 p.m. Central on WCPT 820 a.m., the Heartland Signal website, TuneIn, YouTube, and Facebook. I just got a text from Karen. This is what she said about Black Friday. She said she participated in the blackout. She believes that while, yes, it was the most successful in air quotes, successful Black Friday in terms of spending, she believes that people were getting less, so the spending was higher because everything costs more. Having said that, she said she hasn't heard any real statistics directly related to what they were buying. Listen, so the difference between this blackout and the boycott of Target is, what do you think? Why do you think Target was successful and this blackout for just 3 days was not?
WCPT.
I'm getting the answer I was asking Devin, and now he's gone. He's answering the phone. But I feel like it's an interesting question, right? Because people left Target. They're not going back anymore at all. I'm not. All my friends aren't. I don't know. I'm not quite sure the answer to that question. Should I take this call? Okay. Mr. James?
Yes, ma'am.
Good morning.
How you doing this morning?
I'm really good.
Oh, my God. I can listen. Hey, I can listen to you talk all day. That voice is, is so soothing, man.
Well, thank you for that.
Oh, yes, ma'am. Oh, my God. Let me ask you something. When the World Trade Center came down, how many buildings came down that day?
How many would you say came down?
Well, I asked you first.
I'm going to do an MTG on you. I'm waiting.
How many you said came? Okay, 3 buildings came down that day. Why did the media only report on 2 of them? Why didn't no politician even speak about the 3rd building?
You talk about the Pentagon?
No, the World Trade Center came down.
Yeah.
Then there was another building came down in between the World Trade Center. It was about 10 stories.
Okay.
The media never reported on the 3rd building. No politician said nothing about the 3rd building. The mayor didn't say nothing. Why did they ignore the 3rd building? That was what I'm bringing to the public. They ignored the 3rd building because no plane hit the 3rd building. So whatever brought down the 3rd building brought down the Twin Towers.
Mr. James. Mr. James.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Respectfully, I'm so glad that you called, but that's what?
You what?
I'm a little perplexed. We got so much going on right now. Well, I'm wondering why you called to bring that up when we got so many other things going on right now.
Because what they did in New York, blowing up them 3 buildings, bringing us to where we are now with Donald Hitler, Mussolini, Franco Dump in office, taking this country down the toilet. Those are the steps that brought us here. That is why. And that is why it was ignored. And the federal building in Oklahoma was blown up from the inside. But they think we all out here are sheep with no mind of our own.
Mr. James?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
I appreciate your call, but I'm gonna let you go. But thank
ma'am.
Thank you. You have a good day. God bless him. Yeah. The question I asked, do you remember what it was? Why? I know. Tarjay, why that's working and this little short burst of not spending didn't.
I think it's because with Target, it's one store as opposed to Black Friday. It was ever. I mean, I'm sure you have a Gmail account. I'm sure you've bought things online before. If you weren't getting ads on your phone, emailed to you about all these great deals and all these prices and everything, it's pretty much all in your face. And I do agree with Karen from Chicago. She made a very valid point because I looked at a lot of things and their prices that were on sale this year, air quotes for those listening on radio, those are the prices that were normal last year, year round. But since tariffs jacked it all up, like I'm a big video game fan. I was looking at PlayStation 5s and I'm like, these are the prices they were last year. Just they went up in price this year because tariffs had to make it go. But I definitely think why Target's more successful is it's one store. Plus, let's take a look at Target. What do they sell? They got their groceries, they got their clothes, their electronics. You can find that at Walmart. You can find that at Costco. You can find that at Sam's Club. Meijer. I can go on and on about all those department stores that have everything Target has. Not to mention, Target for years has been, seen as that big Democrat store. If you remember 2017, they were one of the first major stores to announce that transgenders can use the bathroom that aligns with their gender, and MAGA lost their dang mind. If you remember, for years, Target was one of the big companies that advertised they had a pride collection, and MAGA was going there and destroying the things and claiming, they're coming after your children, because we haven't heard that before with, I don't know, people of color, gay people, and now just going on the trans people. History really does repeat itself, Michelle, does it not?
It does.
But that's just my thing with Target. It's one store. It's so easy to boycott it after for years you thought it was a thing, and who went to Target because of that? People that thought like you and me. And when you betray them by bowing the knee to Donald Trump and getting rid of DEI, limiting your pride collection to being online only, we're not going to have it here. Whereas MAGA, the only thing they're ever going to boycott is education and beer.
Don't we want Devin to talk more? That was amazing. Thank you. And I think you're absolutely right. Look at him. He was on fire just now.
Anything for you, Michelle.
Thank you. Appreciate it. All right, so I'm a little more housekeeping because I want to get this in before I forget. Let me find it real quick. Excuse me, people. I'm so sorry to be unorganized today.
Michelle finds her stuff.
Where did it go? All right, well, I'm excited that we're going to have some interesting guests coming up today. I'm looking forward to talking to them and learning a little bit more. I wanted to talk about... tomorrow on Choose Views, of course, I'll be here one more day. My guest will include a great friend of the show, Kirk Mullet. I'm really looking forward to talking to him. He's a good egg, and I just really enjoy his banter with Richard. They're very entertaining. And Richard will be back on Thursday. That's the other thing I wanted to make sure you guys know and do is tune in tonight at 7 o'clock Central to the Politics Bar with Jody Hamilton and Sean Pierce. You know, our Jody is our Jody from Stephanie Miller. She's on 101 podcasts now about, I think. It's new time. Starting this week, you'll be able to hear both hours of the show here on WCPT. The Rick Smith can be heard at 5 a.m. now, right before Choose Views. And remember, Stephanie Miller, followed by Tom Hartman, comes after the show. All right. Let's take a quick break, can we? Yep, we can. Call me.
This is Veteran Minute. In the midst of World War II, the 200 and 515th Coast Artillery Companies from New Mexico stood resolute against overwhelming odds. Composed largely of Hispanic soldiers, these brave men were stationed in the Philippines, where they faced the brutal onslaught of Japanese forces. Despite their lack of supplies, American and Filipino forces managed to fight the Japanese for 3 months. However, this was not a victory for the American and Filipino forces. As the American Army surrendered in Bataan, the U.S. and Filipino prisoners of war were forced into the infamous Bataan Death March. A grueling 65-mile forced trek under the scorching sun, marked by extreme deprivation and harsh treatment. Sadly, 829 men were never able to return home. New Mexico's veterans of the Bataan Death March are honored each spring with the annual White Sands Bataan Death March Marathon. People from all around the world join together in the desert at the White Sands to participate in the anniversary of one of the most tragic casualties of World War II. This has been a WCPT Veteran Minute.
Because facts matter. You are listening to WCPT 820.
Chu's Views. Filling in for Richard Chu, it's Michelle Peltier.
And we're back. 773-763-9278 is our number. Our lines are open. I'm going to stop ranting for a moment and do a little news, but it's kind of fun and interesting story that it just came out today, and it's fascinating and it's scary. So, you ready? The robot revolution is here. Do you know about this?
Define robot revolution, I guess, before I can say anything.
On the north side, sidewalks at least, with names like Stacy, these are the robots, Stacy, Quincy, and Rajesh. The boxy food delivery robots are regularly zooming down side streets and occasionally getting stuck in snow to deliver Shake Shack or Taco Bell to eager patrons in Lakeview, Lincoln Park, and Uptown, among other neighborhoods. They're adorable to some, a safety hazard to others, and impossible to ignore for most. Thoughts?
I mean, those aren't necessarily anything new. I remember I was visiting an old girlfriend back when she was away at college, and in the college campuses, they've had those little, like, are they like kind of like the square robots that you put the food and it zooms around, kind of like a
with the
Roomba?
big light on the front of it?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's one of those aren't fairly new. If they're hitting Lakeview, I mean, they're kind of getting out to more than just college towns, but I don't know. It's like, one, it's taking away jobs from all those DoorDash people. Two, the DoorDashers make next to nothing to begin with anyway. My mom did that for a year when she was unemployed, and it's like, there's no money in that, really. Second off, that's the hazard, but also people are jerks. You knock those things over, they're done. Just one person gives it a nice kick. Also in the city of Chicago, where people are going through, and I love this city. But Michelle, if you think everyone here is a nice person,
well, no, I don't.
It's just there's so many things. Someone's going to take that and either A, take the food, or B, just knock it down for S&G, so to speak.
Okay, let me finish this. The buzzing bots are causing a stir in person and online in neighborhood Facebook groups. They found fervent support and fierce opposition, while a passionate contingent of neighbors have banded together to oust them from the city altogether. See, they creep me out. It's all creepy to me. Josh Robertson is leading that charge. The Lincoln Park resident has launched a petition calling for the city to hit pause on the robots, arguing Chicago sidewalks are for people, not delivery robots. How can they operate in the snow?
Not well. And that's Chicago. You think people shovel?
No, they do not. I mean, you go a block, shovel, next block, no.
Exactly.
It's crazy. It's crazy. The petition asked the city's transportation and business department to release safety and ADA findings, evaluate that data and local job impacts, going to what you were saying, in a public hearing, and set clear rules for the robots. As of December 2nd, more than 1,500 people have signed the petition, 350 of whom included an incident report describing their interactions with the robots. Robertson said he first noticed the robots in his neighborhood earlier this year and thought they were kind of neat. It felt futuristic, he said. That changed when he went for a walk with his young children and a robot approached on the sidewalk. This is a vehicle, he says, in the pedestrian path space that's meant for people, and yet we ended up stepping aside, and something about it felt off. Because do they have detectors of when there's something in front of them?
I would assume so they don't crash into people or crash into other cars or something. 'Cause I'm assuming they got across, streets that cars drive on. I would assume there's some sort of sensor. I mean, it has to know how to get to people's house.
Yeah, but he's saying they had to cross the street because, I don't know. In the picture of him, you guys, I'm reading this article from Block Club Chicago. Go on blockclubchicago.org so you can see a picture of him. What was that little animated creature with the eyes and he was a robot?
You're talking about Wall-E?
Yeah! Wall-E! They look like that, except they're shorter.
And much less cute, I'm assuming.
Much less cute. Looks pretty scary, actually. I don't know. Something to think about. The robots are coming.
I mean, we've seen this before. I believe it was Taco Bell and Arby's that were trying to replace humans with robots. If you remember the pandemic, all those fast food restaurants were having trouble finding people to work these minimum wage paying jobs, and they didn't want to pay people more. So we're going to have robots. And I believe it was Taco Bell and Arby's, and it failed miserably.
Was it robots or was it drones?
It was robots, like in the shop. They want to see if they can make that work. Because in Japan, they have robot waiters that physically bring the food to the table.
I've recently seen some news stories about that.
And that was, that was almost 10 years ago at this point.
I'm talking about the waiters in...
Yeah, that was about 10... Japan's been doing that for almost a decade now.
Is that the same thing as the kind of... Don't they give single people, like, a thing that sits with them to eat if they're by themselves? Have you seen that? And I think they're like robots, too?
I believe it. I'm not familiar with it, but I can believe that is a thing in certain areas because just people are lonely now.
Haven't they always been?
Yes, but now we have the opportunity to do something about it in this sort of sense. You can pay money to get someone to basically, or get this robot to basically talk to you here. And I mean, I don't know, most people just probably spend it on their phone anyway. And that's essentially a robot when you think about it.
Well, yeah, but you can have control of it because it's in your hand.
Can you? It's an addiction to some people.
I might be one.
Same.
So what do you guys think? Any concerns? You excited about it? I mean, how you feeling about the robots coming? Look, have you seen AI? Have you seen, what's the other one? My other favorite one. I can't remember now. I can't remember at the top of my head, but look, there are all these movies that they made 10, 15, 20 years ago, and that stuff's happening right now. I don't know if these people had a vision. I don't know, but a lot of this crazy stuff, we're going to be doing pre-criming here in a minute. We got a call? Pam.
Hey, how are you, Michelle?
I'm good, Pam. Good to hear your voice.
Good to hear you and good to hear the discussion. So I know you all ran over a couple of topics. I just said to Devin, are we so lonely that we can't eat by ourselves in a restaurant, that single people can't or just don't want to? So I don't understand that element of it. Also, it reminds me of those robots in iRobot that Will Smith made. Mm-hmm. And also, Michelle, we better be very careful. That's just with drones, robotics, and AI, and where that can really take us. Because there are some investors, wealthy investors, who don't have good intentions for the American people.
You're right.
On this issue. Mm-hmm. And we need to watch it and be very, very careful.
I agree.
As to what's going on, because I could see some danger in that, some serious danger. Also, I'm sorry, were you going to make a comment about that?
I was going to say loneliness is, I think that there's some kind of way to let people know that being alone and doing things alone is not a bad thing. You know, I think some people who, because I do stuff by myself all the time. I go to the movies, I go to the theater, I go to restaurants. But that's because I guess because I grew up like an only child, and so I had to entertain myself.
Sure.
And I think the issue for some people is they don't enjoy their own company. That's where you need to start.
And then there's a comfort level also. And then you can't be embarrassed or, just because people make assumptions because you're by yourself. I think we have to move past that. But then I also wanted to ask, you all talked about Jasmine Crockett running for Senate. Did you mention that?
Yes.
I just wanted to say, now let's monitor this carefully because let's see how much money, how many resources the Democratic Party is going to put behind Jasmine Crockett. Right? We need to really monitor that to see if they're serious.
Are you feeling doubtful that they'll support her?
I'm apprehensive because, she's going up against Cronin and, and so, Democratic and Republican officials, they always have some relationships. But I trust Jasmine Crockett. She said she was going to formulate a strategy, Representative Crockett, and she said she wouldn't run unless she had a strategy to win. So I'm trusting that, but I'm also I'm going to be looking carefully at the resources.
Pam, I think we all should. I think because it matters. I think I hope that they support her and back her up and give her what she needs to win this race. It'll be very disappointing if they don't.
Well, we've got to push them as usual. I'm a caller, contact her. What are you doing? How are you doing it? So we're going to have to apply the pressure. Yeah. And then lastly, with MAGA and the supporters, Michelle, my concern is we knew that this adjudicated sexual abuser was grabbing women by the pee when he ran for office. We saw what he did with COVID. And for people to still vote for him, I'm just really having a difficult time understanding what kind of person does that. And then I know we want to offer, excuses, I'm calling them, that, well, it was affordability and that Kamala Harris didn't have this. But let me leave you with this. You have a person who was a sexual predator, had multiple women accuse him of assault and rape. And then on the other hand, you had a candidate who at a young age realized her friend was being molested, offered help and solace to her friend, went on then to prosecute sex traffickers, drug addicts, cartels. And then so those two stark choices, and you supported the sexual predator. And we still have to ask ourselves why. And those who voted for him have to be about truth. Because if you didn't want to vote for the black person, you have to be honest about that and tell the truth.
You're absolutely right. Let me tell you two things real quick, Pam, before you go.
Sure.
So I have an ex-colleague of mine. She's of Mexican descent. The job that we worked in together, she and I have been gone for years. I haven't talked to her for years. Just last week, she called me. Now, I knew that she and her husband were Republican, right? But I answered the phone because I was like, I'm just going to ask her. Because initially when I saw her name, I just didn't want to do it because I knew the answer. Anyway, so we go through our pleasantries, have our conversation, catch up about her children, blah, blah, blah. Then we have to get to the election. And I asked her, I said, so who'd you vote for? She said, Trump. I said, why? She said, because of the economy. And I said, why did you vote for him? She said, because of the economy. I said, why did you vote for him? She said, because of the economy. I said, one more time. Why did you vote for him? And she said, because I didn't want to vote for a woman.
Wow. And I'll leave you with this. See, that's the honesty I'm going to need from the MAGA people. If it was her race, if it was because she was a woman, tell the truth.
Exactly.
And then we can start to work on some healing.
Yep. Exactly right, my dear.
Okay, Michelle, enjoying the show. Thank you.
Thank you, Pam. Talk to you later. Have a great day.
You too.
Okay, bye. Okay, we gotta get prepared for our guests coming up. So we're gonna take a quick break, and then we'll be back with our guests.
With Progressive, you can reach customer service in the way that's easiest for you, by phone, app, or online. We know it would be great if we just magically appeared, but that's more of a genie thing, and we do insurance. But with us, you'd be like, well, it wasn't a genie, but it was great customer service, so that's nice. And sure, you probably would still like the whole 3 wishes thing, so if you meet a genie, you should definitely ask. But when you need us, contact Progressive by phone, app, or online. Just no genies. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
Save big and everything now at Menards. When updating your home with a fresh coat of paint, be sure to use Frog Tape Advanced. It's a premium multi-surface tape with a thin, strong paper backing, allowing you to tape around contours without tearing. Get a 45-yard roll on sale for $8.99. Good through December 14th. View our entire selection of paint and accessories today on Menards.com. Plus our weekly flyer for more great deals happening now.
Warm season's greetings to you all from Menards.
You're listening to WCPT 820. Here's the latest Chicago weather update.
From the Weatherology Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Jennifer Wojcicki. We'll see cloudy skies here for today with a high into the mid-30s. Winds out of the southwest at 10 to 15 miles per hour, gusting as high as 30. Then for tonight, a good chance for some rain with cloudy skies and temperatures holding steady. Wednesday, chance for rain and snow mixing early, then becoming all snow. Cloudy skies, temperatures steady early, then slowly fall throughout the day. That's your latest Chicago weather update. Currently, it's 26.
Hey Google, play WCPT.
Streaming Chicago's progressive talk from TuneIn.
It's Chew's Views with Richard Chew. Filling in for Richard Chew, it's none other than the one and only Michelle Peltier.
And we're back. 773-763-9278 is our number. Heartland Signal, if you haven't already, you can follow Heartland Signal on X, Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, Threads, and at Heartland Signal, one word. Be sure to check heartlandsignal.com for daily updates. Starting tonight, you'll be able to catch both hours of Politics Bar. I already told you that. But listen for Jody Hamilton and Sean Pierce, her co-host. We had guests scheduled for right now. We can't find them. We don't know where they are. So I'm just going to sit here and just, I don't know, rant. I don't want to be too negative all day, though, you know. It gets exhausting. And, you know, as Sarah and I were talking about yesterday, we've got to take care of our mental health because this climate that we're living in now is crazy. It's hard. And it's actually, if you succumb to it, it's very, very depressing. So let's take care of ourselves. Let's take care of each other. But let's not forget that we are fighting. We are fighting. But we have something to fight for, right? And let me just say this, too. I hope that we are not fighting to go back to anything. I feel like this is an opportunity, I said this yesterday, for us to make things different, more inclusive. We got him? Okay. More inclusive. Because listen, and this, I believe this with every fiber of my being, there's enough for everybody. There is no reason why 6 people should have control over everything because they're billionaires. Didn't was it X or Tesla just give Musk a $1 trillion deal? Are you kidding me? $1 trillion? What? What are you going to do with $1 trillion? Why would you even want $1 trillion? What is the point? To build another phallic symbol in the sky? Because that's what they are. You know that. Those rockets. Oh, my gosh. It's ridiculous. So we just all have to share. We shouldn't have people laying in the street, you know, because we don't have enough shelters to house people. We should not have people hungry. We should not have people not being able to get health care. You know, all of this poverty and all of this waste, it's ridiculous. It's sad. It's tragic. And we have to do better. We have to do better. And, you know, we can all live in our little sections if you want to. If you want to self-segregate, go ahead and do that. But that doesn't mean that you have to treat everybody else like crap, right? You can go ahead and be with who you want to be with. But don't judge other people about how they live. I personally prefer a more integrated society. And I will tell you why. Coming from Kansas City, Missouri, I felt like I knew what diversity was. I felt like I had a grasp on it. And then I moved here. And when I first moved here, I liked to walk up and down Michigan Avenue like a tourist. And this is not an exaggeration. I could walk 2 blocks and hear maybe 7 different languages being spoken. I just loved that. I thought that was amazing, that all of these different kinds of people walking down the street together, laughing. I mean, it's not the same anymore because everybody's on their damn phone, but I hope I can say that. But that's part of why I love Chicago. I love the diversity of the city. I think that the people overwhelmingly are very nice, because my family and friends said, don't go to Chicago. You'll hate it. They're mean there. No. And I befriended people from different cultures. One of my good friends is from Puerto Rico. Another one of my friends is from China. You know, and then you learn so much about other cultures, which is fascinating to me. When I worked at the church, I befriended a Polish priest and a Filipino priest. And the Filipino priest asked me one day, he said, Michelle, is it true that you guys can't drink and drive here? I was like, we can't drink and drive here. He says, oh, they don't care in Philippines. We get to do all that. They don't have any, like, 21-year-old. You have to be 21 to drink. That is just, I love it. I also learned that as Americans who have friends who English is their second language, that we're not patient with them when we talk to them. And what we don't understand is most of the time, if English is their second language, they only know like every other word that we say, but they don't tell us. So we have to be more respectful and understanding and slower when we interact with people who are from someplace else. So just a little interesting tidbits since they gone? They're not, we don't know.
There's a family emergency and we weren't told.
Oh, okay. So it's just you and I. The lines are open. Give us a call. We don't have any guests. Victor.
Yo. yo, Michelle.
How you doing, my friend?
Pretty good. I was just, we really have to look at things from a bigger perspective here, and we know that racism exists in this country. Mm-hmm. But let's be honest, only 30% of minorities, there are only 30% of the population are minorities, and about probably 15% black, and about, maybe 18% Hispanic. So Donald Trump has already destroyed all the black vote and the Hispanic vote by the policies that he's implemented in government, and, trying to go after black people and women, getting rid of all the programs that are beneficial to minorities. And then his attack on women and the Republicans by overturning Roe v. Wade was relentless. So now they have Steve Miller and Donald Trump have really painted themselves in a corner with the Republicans. The bill that they passed is going to really destroy a lot of health care benefits, Medicare, Medicaid, and even Social Security. You know, a good portion of the population depends on these for, you know, for their basic health care needs and even preventing people from being put on the street. So this is a real big problem. Then they've destroyed the black vote, of course, by getting rid of all the policies that are helpful for black people. And then they're definitely destroyed all the Hispanic vote, because no Hispanic is going to ever vote Republican again. And even though there is a minority of the Hispanics and black people that did vote for Donald Trump, those are gone. Those votes are out the window. And now he's attacked even his own constituents by passing this horrendous bill that gives the billionaires $5 trillion tax cut. And screws everybody else, basically, even in rural white America. And I want to tell you one thing. One of the greatest reasons why Kamala Harris did not win was if you had watched Kamala. Is that right?
Yes, Kamala.
Okay, Kamala. Okay. That's fine. Correct me all you want, Michelle. We know who we're talking about, don't we?
I know, but it's respectful to get her name right.
Vice President Harris. Victor,
yes.
Vice President Harris.
That's good.
Well, that's true, but, you know, a lot of people get confused pretty easy. I don't care. You know, it's difficult to pronounce the enunciation on the right syllables. But that's not the point. The point is, well, I guess it is in some respect, like you say, Michelle. But if you watch a DNC committee when Mrs. Harris was being nominated, did you see that? That, you know, what happened was there were millions, maybe 10 or 20 million Republican voters that were on the fence because they didn't want Donald Trump, who is a convicted felon and adjudicated rapist. They didn't want to vote for him, so they tuned in and watched the DNC that was televised. And what happened was everything went flying very well, but you know what turned people off, all the white people? Is when the Reverend Al Sharpton got up there and said, well, we're going to take over the country. You're going to get your comeuppance, white people. He came out with this fuselage of racist hate towards white people.
Al Sharpton?
And all the white people that were watching, they said, oh, no, we can't have that. And obviously, Al Sharpton was being paid by the Republican Party. I don't care if he got $10 million. He betrayed the African American people. He betrayed this country.
Wait, stop.
So
Victor, who betrayed Americans?
Al Sharpton did during that televised event.
Okay. No.
But
Victor.
I'm a white person. I heard that.
Victor, that's not. Al Sharpton didn't do that. I mean, I didn't see it. Wait, Victor. Let's have this exchange, or we're gonna have to hang up. Okay.
Okay, hon.
All right,
Michelle.
Thank you. I
get so irate. Go.
But see, this. I'm glad that you called back, because now you're giving us another layer of who you are from yesterday. You are completely different today than you were yesterday.
Well, we all have many different dimensions.
Yes, we do. But what I'm trying to gently say to you is you're sounding a little bit more racist today than you were yesterday.
Well, you know, I may have sounded a bit racist, but I cannot stand black people or Hispanic people that vote Republican or push the Republican policies. These people are voting against their own best interests, and it really makes me mad.
Okay,
So it's not that I'm racist. You know, there was a program, Reverend Jackson, he has a daughter, and she used to be on the radio, and she would basically back Donald Trump and his policies. And
Sherry?
I couldn't even, what was her name?
Sherry Jackson?
No.
Santita.
No, not Sherry.
Santita.
Yeah, Santita Jackson. She was on WCPT for a while. And, she did not express the views of Black America or minorities or women, for that matter.
Okay, Victor, I appreciate your call. We can try it again tomorrow, but I have another call, and I want you to listen. I want you to listen to this person who I'm going to talk to. Stop calling me hun. Okay. Have a good day, Victor.
Michelle.
Have a good one. D.
Hi, good morning, Michelle. How are you?
Good, I'm good. How are you?
I think that last call was rather illustrative of quite a few points as to how we got here, to be honest.
Right. Did you hear him yesterday?
I did not.
Okay.
But I can only imagine.
Stark difference. Well, not that stark, but different.
I don't know what to say, but I do think that that sort of mindset does exist. Even with someone that is trying to do better, they're still taking facts that are not facts or have not been proven and spewing them as if they are true, and then going off those conclusions to draw other conclusions which are built on this house of sand, And people just get buffaloed. They get little snippets of information fed to them, and then they just run with their assumptions and their tribalism. In what way is Al Sharpton to blame for betraying America when we have a demographic of millions of people who actively voted for someone that we knew to be nefarious? I mean, at some point,
I want you to, because I actually think that Victor might be receptive to some of this stuff. So I want you to expound on what you just said about his feeling about Al Sharpton and how he gets mad when Black people and Mexicans vote against their own best interests. Can you just break that down so he can hear it?
Absolutely. It's a matter of perspective. If you want to start pointing the fingers at certain demographics, well, Black people voted against this abomination by a factor of about 7-1, say about 82-83% to 10% or less. Meanwhile, other people who, at least Victor was able to acknowledge that racism is a part of this, so points for that. But if you're talking about where to place emphasis and blame, you have to look at the facts first, and then you work out from there. And another thing about him, it's not a big burden to learn to say Kamala. It's not a very difficult thing to say. It isn't.
Right?
Can we be serious?
Well, the mere fact that he's calling me hun, says a lot.
Well, Michelle, you're doing a great job. I caught snippets of the show earlier this week, and I particularly enjoyed the segment yesterday where you were talking to the gentleman who was trying to help people who are trying to break free of the MAGA cult, and we need a lot more people to do that work. It won't be me. I won't be patient enough, but someone has to do it,
D, those are hard conversations for me to have. So I'm glad you got something out of it, but for me personally, I think it's important. I think it's great work that he's doing, but it's hard for me to wrap my brain around why we're at this point right now. So
I understand.
But,
I understand completely.
I'm glad you got something out of it, and thank you for the compliment. You have a good day, Dee.
You too, Michelle. Have a great day.
Thanks. Bye-bye. Jim from Texas. Jim.
Hello. Yeah.
Good morning, team.
Good morning. How are you?
Good.
Just a short comment about Victor. I think Victor needs to get in touch with a side of reality that a lot of white folks can't seem to fess up to.
Yeah.
And it's an underlying part of racism that they cover up somewhere in their head, and they can't seem to understand things from a different perspective. To say what he said about Al Sharpton was totally false.
Right?
Al Sharpton has never. That to me was an insult.
It was. Yes. We'll talk about our Al like that.
Pushing it as if right. He's pushing it. It's almost like listening to a Trumpite because he pushes. You push things that you know aren't true or that you think are true and factual in your head with zero facts. Just say it. And once you put it out there in your head, it's the truth. When you know you really have no evidence or fact that he said any such thing. Al Sharpton has never done anything like that in his entire career.
I can't imagine. And listen, if you listen to him yesterday, he seems like he was more open and receptive. Today, he was straight up just off the rails racist.
Yeah, I mean, even stating the fact that, well, all these programs are going to hurt minority people. It's not about us only because majority of the people on SNAP benefits and other programs and the ACA Act are white people.
Yep.
In red states. That's just a fact.
You are so right.
Those are facts that can't be ignored. So if you ignore those, that means you literally are trying to turn what's up into down.
But you know, but that's where we are now, right? I mean, up is down, black is white. It's just crazy.
Exactly. That is the most mind-boggling thing to me that I ever experienced, to see a country go for a person that is literally a criminal.
Literally.
I'm not saying
literally.
I'm not saying that he's right. This is not alleged.
Right.
He has been convicted of criminal. No other country does the type of things like America does. You know, I haven't seen it. There might be third world countries that are not as well developed, but any other industrialized country, if their leaders do some of the things that Donald Trump, they would have been in jail a long time ago.
Under the jail, Jim.
Donald Trump jail.
Yeah. Well,
If this
Jim,
had been Barack Obama, it would have been over.
absolutely. Absolutely. Jim, I'm going to let you go. I got another call that I can fit in before we leave. Thank you so much for calling, okay?
Okay. Thank you.
Have a good day.
All right, bye.
Bye-bye. John?
Hey, how you doing?
I'm good, John. How are you?
I love this station. I love this station to give out the facts.
Isn't it a great station?
It's the best station in the world. And everybody should be listening.
Yep.
White, black, whoever you are, listen and get the facts.
Yep.
And you know what upsets me as a veteran? I get these people on the station want to tell about blame the blacks. Do not blame us. Do not blame us. We get out and we vote Democrat every year. We've been doing it since the Jimmy Carter. I saw how the Republicans manipulate they base year in and year out. They lie to them year in and year out, and they're lying every day. And we don't go out there and throw our guys under the bus. We get out and we vote the way we're supposed to, because the Democrats are the ones that help this country. And so it gets to me when somebody want to call here and blame the Puerto Ricans and blame the blacks. Don't do that. Don't do that.
Agreed.
Y'all sit there and vote against your own means every year. You guys are on welfare just as much as anybody.
That's true.
On welfare. They need welfare. They need dental health. They need everything. And they sit there and they vote.
John.
Every time.
John.
And it upsets me when I hear that stuff.
John.
Yeah.
I want you to take a breath. Take a deep breath.
Thank you.
Okay? We're good.
Yeah.
We are good. All is well. Well, not really, but we can work it. We can make it through.
Oh yeah, I'm going to keep fighting. I'm going to get out there with my white brothers and sisters, and we're going to work this thing together. Because I know there's many good ones out there.
And you are one of them.
More than bad.
Yes. John, you have a great day. You have a great day. I have one more call I'm going to take, but thank you so much for calling. I appreciate your passion, my friend, but
this is me.
Take care of yourself.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, John, have a good day.
All right.
Cassandra.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm good, Cassandra. How are you today?
I'm doing well. Thank you. So briefly, what I want to say is in 2020, when they voted for the Biden-Harris ticket, Kamala was a breath away from being president. Joe could have kicked off at any point. So that meant you would have had a black female, a woman of color as president, and people were willing to go with that. So what changed in 2024? I just don't understand.
This is what I think President Biden was going to do. I think he was very intentional, but you know what the saying, how to make God laugh, make plans. Right. So I think that his role, do I have a second? Okay. He was going to run for the second term, and he was going to win that term, and then he was going to step away from that position and let Kamala take over, and then she would have 2 to 3 years under her belt and would definitely win the election. I think he knew that she couldn't do it on her own. She would have to have something under her belt before running on her own. That's what I think his plan was. But all these crazy people, because I don't know that Cassandra will ever have a female president. I don't believe in it. And we got to go. I thank you so much. I'll be here tomorrow if you want to call me back. Thank you for your call. You guys, it's a great, exciting day. You guys have a good one. Hopefully we'll talk to you tomorrow.
Hey Chicago, Joe Fontana here, founder of Fry the Coop. At Fry the Coop, we serve